Ever wonder how the data exchange between the apps and websites? Today we'll talk about JSON, the language of data exchange in programming, and why it's so important for developers. JSON stands for the JavaScript Object Notation. It's a lightweight format used for storing and transporting data, commonly between a server and a client. And by the way, JSON is a text-based and easy for humans to read, write, and understand. JSON is made up of the key value pairs similar to a dictionary or object in many programming languages. Keys are always strings, and values can be strings, numbers, booleans, arrays, or even other JSON objects. Let's take this example. We have a brackets, opening brackets, which stands for the object. Here we have a key, which is string, name, and value is also string. And then we put comma at the end. Then we go to the next line. Age, which is also string, but the value here is different. It's a number. We have comma here. Then we go skills, which is also string. It's always string. And we have a value of array, which consists of two values. Array of two strings. First one is JavaScript. It is in quotes, comma, in quotes, React. And then we're closing the bracket for the array. And then we're closing the curly braces. And that's pretty much it. That's basically the whole JSON, how it looks like in a nutshell. Pretty easy, right? So why JSON is important? JSON is important because it's universally used for the data interchange. It's actually commonly used in web development for the APIs. When you send a request to a web server or fetch data from an API, chances are it's formatted in JSON. Basically, almost every programming language can easily parse JSON. So before JSON became popular, XML was used for the data exchange. JSON is simpler and less verbose than XML, making it more efficient for the web and mobile development. Let's take a look at another example, but more real one. Let's go to the google.com and we will be on the tab of the network. On the tab of the network, clear all these values, and let's search for something like React.js and hit enter. As you can see below in the network tab, I will just open up a little bit more. So we have this sort of table with the values, and the first one is a search. The structure is basically object with arrays, and in here we have first one, and underneath we have, this is basically how JSON looks in real life. Compare over here to our first example with Alice of age 25, which knows JavaScript and React. It's the same structure. You have over here, for example, key, which is 0, and value is React.js. It's a string. Let me just zoom it a bit. Next one is key is 1 and the value is 35. And over here, we have array. If we open it up, it's array of the two numbers, which is 39 and 362. And that's pretty much all the results we get from Google. It's actually like actual result to fill up the whole page on the top over here. But to represent that data, to render that data, we actually need these values first. This data converted to actual elements on the page, which is like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But JSON is a type of the structure we use. So we're getting this from the backend when we hit search for the React.js, and we got all this value. As you can see, JSON is a text-based, human-readable format to exchange the data between applications, and specifically, in our example, between backend and the front end. It's commonly used in every modern application. If you feel this somehow help you to understand what is a JSON, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, bye.